Hello guys, it's Kakarot Gaming here, and I have just finished Stranger Things Season 3. My eyes are sore. I have binge watched it, so you don't have to before watching it, knowing that if this Season 3 is decent. Let's get into it. So I want you guys to know that as I'm talking about this, I'm going to try and start from the beginning, but I'm going to keep this talk as spoiler-free as possible because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys as well. So if that's what you're into, then carry on watching. If you want to look up spoilers or something, then I might do another talk on it later on or go and watch them somewhere else. I want to keep this completely spoiler-free for all you guys there, okay? So I'm going to start from the very, very beginning. There's, the first things that spring to my mind about this season, it's a lot darker. It is definitely a lot darker than any of the last two seasons. There's a lot more character development, I think, for a lot more characters. Two new characters that definitely stick out for me, that pops out for this season, is a new character called Robin, who works at the ice cream factory with Steve. You've seen her in a few trailers and stuff, but her role is actually surprisingly big as probably the newest character that comes into this. And also the reporter, his name is just disappeared from my head right now, that in season 2, which you see Nancy and that go to where they, sleep with each other. He's in this season a lot more and actually plays a pretty predominant role in the last couple of episodes, actually. So that's also a nice surprising fact that those two characters got more screen time than I actually thought they would get. But I'm going to start at the very beginning now. Back to where we were, and some of the main characters, especially Hopper. Hopper I was blowing hot and cold with this season. He started off this season very angry, and I get why he was angry. But when I first watched it, I didn't quite like his character. I thought, he's just being a bit angry, just for angry's sake. It wasn't very nice. But then they stretched it out the last couple of episodes, and then you see his character development and the reason why he's angry, and he lets that barrier down emotionally for the next couple of episodes, and it really hits home for that final episode. Like his overall branching arc from grumpy, tried to act tough guy to amazing father, with opening up those attachments like in that whole arc, and not only leaving those lessons, but leaving those lessons for for so many characters: Elle, Will, Mike, all of them just. It's a really impactful scene, and it's built over a whole entire season, and it really hits home. It's quite an interesting one for Will. Will's been pretty much a bystander for the last two seasons. First one, he was in the Upside Down for a majority of it. Second one, he was possessed. And this time, I was a little bit disappointed that he doesn't get as much screen time as he possibly deserves. But the character that he plays, the actor, has been amazing, and really makes you sympathise with Will and the childhood he's kind of missed that you see the other characters go through for the first two seasons. And he comes on leaps and bounds. He gets a bit of character development, which I think was much needed, because he was always the victim character a little bit, and he comes to his own. He has a moment about halfway through the season where his character just snaps out of that I'm helpless scenario and really turns a corner to like, right, okay, we're gonna do this, and it's a fantastic thing to see. Each episode is magnificently shot. It's beautiful to watch. Every scene is fantastic. The special effects are brilliant. Maybe a little bit underwhelming for the main monster at the end. You can kind of tell it's CGI. It's not the best CGI, but everything else, like everything from the lights to the sets, everything is shot absolutely beautiful. It's a bit of a slow burner this season as well. It takes a couple of episodes to get into. And And I think it goes in kind of to like 3 stages with this season as well. You've got the slow burn up, the overall arc of where those characters are going, and then the last 3 episodes is your ending. You know, the big monster fight. It's all fast paced and it hits home really, really well. The thing that I think they did very, very well in this season is the characters branch off and they do multiple things. I think it's very clever that they break up into groups with Dustin goes with Steve and Nancy and Jonathan go off and do their thing, and then you've got Hopper, Joyce do their stuff, and each character does their own amazing storylines, and it all comes into fruition, like I said, in that middle part where it all sews together and comes together very, very nicely, leading into the third act, which is, like I said, that all out action, bad guy boss scene, which is really good. If I had only a little bit of complaint from this one, I would say that I thought the Mind Flayer, or the whatever the Mind Flayer was, again, I don't want to spoil it, and where he came from was a little bit underwhelming. He didn't really do much apart from be that big bad, you know. I think for next season, if there is a next season, I think they need to pull it out of the bag where there needs to be some smart villain, or I'd like to see the bad guy win, or end on that cliffhanger when it doesn't all end. It doesn't end massively happy this season, but it always feels like they get off a bit scot-free, and I'd like to see a little bit more circumstance dragged into next season where maybe they're recovering from something, or they're taking a hit, or the bad guy's got an upper hand leading to next season. I'd like to see that progression, but all in all, you know, like I said, the season is fantastic leading up to that. A special mention as well, actually, to a character that I didn't talk about at the beginning, who probably steals the show this season, is Billy. Billy's always been a bit of an asshat, shall we say, for the second season, but he really comes into his own with this one, continuing to be an asshat, by the way. But once his character develops and the story developed, the guy who plays him has really nailed it down for that. Different phases in how to play that character, from being an absolute, like I said, asshat, to knowing when to tone it down and be nice but eerily creepy. It's amazing when you know someone's been nice to you, but you're just like, there's I don't know, something wrong with you. Up until the ending, where again Billy's arc and story kind of comes full circle, and it really hits home. My girlfriend, who I was watching this with, she was actually crying coming up to the ending of how that all wraps up. She absolutely, you know, which is a testament to, like I said, how they showed the little story seeds and how they've got these little mini stories all kind of going on at the same time, with each individual group having their issues and downsides, and that all coming together to lead to that, like I said, that last episode. And it really hits hard. The last 15-20 minutes of the end of the season it's a real tearjerker, so be careful for that. So definitely get your tissues out if you easily cry. Now, the question, as I've probably seen as the top of the thumbnail for this one, because I do want to keep this video relatively short, about 10-11 minutes if I can, because I tend to rant on, is Stranger Things, is it good? That's probably what's brought you here to this video. Yes, it is very, very good. I'm trying to say as much as I can without spoiling it, but the characters, every character feels like they've had a bit of development. Obviously, some less than some, because there is quite a few characters in Stranger Things, and some do get put to the side. But I think that overall they manage each character very, very well. There's definitely progression with some of the main cast. Like I said, some of the side characters, one new introduced here, Robin, and other characters in the past. Again, his name escapes me. I do apologise. The journalist who thinks they've been invaded by Russian spies. Really coming to Rome. They get some more screen time, and it's impactful. It's not there for butts or jokes. They're there for a reason, and overall it does the story amazing. With that being said, the ending definitely takes the cake. It's definitely the best season, I think. The ending to a season for development, like I said, for these characters and for the audience as well. Like I said, it's bittersweet. It's a bittersweet ending, but it works. But it works amazingly. If I have to give Stranger Things season 3 a rating out of 10, then it would get the Kakarot approval of. I'd say an 8.8. 8.8 for Stranger Things season 3. I want to give it a 9, but I feel like I'm being a little bit too nice there, so I'll give it an 8.8. I'll do an IGN and just like start making numbers out of numbers. Yeah, I'll give it an 8.8. Solid season, bit groundbreaking, bit predictable in a few areas, but all in all, the camera work, the cast, it's all shot amazingly. I thought the story outside the monster and the characters was a little bit weak, but the character development and the monster part of that story was amazing. It kind of feels like the Soviets that are in it are a little bit of a sideshow, apart from when the Dustin and Steve part and all that gets into it. And you'll know what I mean when I get to that, up until the ending, which is amazing. So yeah, I'm going to give it an 8.8. If you've seen the series already, guys, then let me know in the comments below. I really want to know your thoughts. Like, tell me what you thought of it. Tell me what your best bits were. I'm really interested to know, because not many people have seen it yet, so I want to chat to as many people as I can, get your opinions on it, and just talk more Stranger Things, because it's Stranger Things. Who doesn't want to chat about that? If you're still here, guys, after like 12 minutes or whatever, coming into it now, then please, guys, leave me a like, hit that subscribe button. I really, really appreciate it. It's really hard for small channels to grow now on YouTube, especially with the notification systems and favouring some channels over some. So every time somebody hit that, it really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. But it lets me know as well what kind of content you guys like in the future. So with that said, I'm going to say Kakarot out, Stranger Things, an 8.8 definitely. And I'll see you guys all next time for hopefully the next review video. Bye, guys. I should fuck her in the Benz.